when you're on the budget and you at your daughter's wedding, get you a case of Dr. Thunder.
Welcome to MD Arsenals. Stop by our store located in Hagerstown, Maryland, right off the I-70. Our range and shop hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 7. To find out more about our upcoming classes and other services, please visit our website, www.mdarsenal.com. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and watch for the upcoming MD Arsenal podcast.
Need portable displays for conventions and conferences, to home shows, parties, and DJ backdrops? ExpoNet USA provides the best pricing and service for all your printed branding and marketing needs. You've got a guy. Call Display J at 301-378-9363 or www.exponetusa.com. Also available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This is the Salty Sam Show, where we talk about all the topics of what's going on in today's America in the saltiest fashion. We have the vent hotline at the bottom. We always take phone calls, anonymously, of course, and you're allowed to vent anything that you feel, because in this show, in the Salty Sam Show, we believe in an unfiltered expression, and we believe in free speech and being able to say whatever it is that you want to say. So joining us, growing the Salty Sam Show, is actually giving you a voice and bringing power back to the American people and to the entire world of self-expression. Thank you, and I hope to see you on the show. Hope to hear from you.
People back together having fun.
Let's head out to the coast. Let's just get on a boat and sail. Let's sit and watch the snow at a cabin no one knows in Vail. And I'm in to make a home in any town we end up going through. 'Cause you know that I don't care for where we go. I don't give a damn for what we do, as long as I'm there with you. Anywhere will do. As long as I'm there with you. Something like that, like I said.
Yes. Yeah. Exclusive. That was exclusive.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
sir.
I felt like a tea.
Good. Everything's good. Right.
This is the podcast pit, brought to you by DiMuzio.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday morning, and you know what that means. It is time to talk some wrestling. This is the Podcast Pit. I am your host, former professional wrestler, promoter of Voltage Wrestling, jack of all trades, master of what I do not know, Mike Raddick. I'm alongside my broadcast partner, Rennis the Menace Carbaugh. How you doing, Rennis?
Doing all right, Mike. Doing all right.
We are going to start off the
events.
Yes, we're going to start off the show with some sad news. Longtime area referee, longtime area ring announcer. If you've been to a House of Pain show, you definitely have seen this man either ring announcing or refereeing or calling the action
or
one
all
way
three.
or another, or all three. He was a man of many hats. Mike DiMuzio has passed away. We just received the word this morning. Personally, this is a tough one.
This
is a real tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, stone's throw away over at the wrestling school. When I was 7, 8, 9 years old. Mike was always there.
Yeah.
Mike was the referee.
Yeah, Mike was the referee for the area. When I finally got to know him in a professional capacity, he was a ring announcer. At that point in time, his refereeing days had come to an end. However, one of the very first people that welcomed me to the House of Pain, I remember going in that locker room. I was coming from another promotion, a rival promotion, if you will, where I had trained. And coming into that locker room, it was a little uneasy at first because I didn't know anybody outside of my circle that I had trained with. So coming in there for the first time, it can be a little uneasy for a new person. And Mike was like one of the first people that was very just welcoming. Also, always had nice things to say about myself to, some of the bigger name talent that would come in. I remember specifically before wrestling Ricky Morton, Ricky's talking to him the night before and was like, how's this kid I'm working tomorrow night? And Mike was very gracious and put me over and said he's a good kid, he listens, he learns, and it kind of helped me out in that match the next night. So was always respected Mike. We've had our ups and downs over the years. We've had arguments, as everybody does, but
right.
Mike loved the business.
Yeah, Mike was always happy to be there.
Yeah.
Doing it in whatever capacity. He was always he was excited to be there.
No, and I know this is a tough one for a lot of area promotions. I've worked with them in multiple ones, CPW, and, the House of Pain. He was up at SWA when I was working there quite a bit, but it was just always around, always helping in some capacity. And
yeah, the outpouring on Facebook right now, you can just if you're in local wrestling, or you can't go 2 seconds without seeing someone else say something about Mike and what a great person he was.
Yeah, he's absolutely just a really, really great person. We're going to miss him.
Yeah. So condolences to his family.
Condolences to the boys that know him.
Yep. Yeah, this one's difficult. We've lost both Dick and Mike.
Yeah, this has been in a span of what, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
And these are staples of, not just area not just Hagerstown wrestling, but area wrestling to begin with.
The region.
The entire region. These guys were staples. And
we got Mick Foley this week put out a post on his Facebook and everything, talking about Dick.
Yeah.
Talking about and had a picture with him, Dick, and Rambo
over at school. Just.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's very sad to see. It's very sad to see over the last couple of weeks, just all this happen.
Yeah.
Death is inevitable in life, but
you never think you're never prepared for it.
Yeah.
You never think that these people are gonna.
I know it's just these people that are always there,
right?
Always there, and then they're not anymore.
Right.
And, that's a part of growing older and just a part of life.
Yeah.
But still stings nonetheless.
Yeah.
So. Mike DiMuzio, condolences to your family.
Yeah.
Fly high. All right.
We have an interview today?
We do have an interview. We're doing a preview of Atlantic Terror Championship Wrestling this afternoon. We do have an interview. We have one of their talents here on the line. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. We're going to switch scenes here real quick. We've got Travis Tarvin on the line. How are you doing, Travis?
I'm doing great. Not so enthusiastic about everything as I was having found out about Mike DiMuzio. I just want to say something real quick that just reiterate what you guys said. A great man. If you've been in the business for more than a cup of coffee, you know the name. Unfortunately, his health has been going downhill, but he would still get out and do what he could. So rest in peace, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just like I had said, he was always very giving to the business. Always very giving. Mike gave me one of my first main events, and I haven't forgotten that. And it's a sad situation. It really is. But going forward, I know ATCW is tonight after a really good opening card last month with a brand new ATCW champion in Doug Delicious. Why don't you kind of talk about your role in the organization and what you do there?
Well, my role in the organization is one that isn't necessarily a favorite of Chucky, Shorty, Deuce. We're the Mid-Atlantic Wrecking Crew. We do what we want, and that's myself, that's Anthony Athens, and that's Willie Belmonte. Deuce, before he decided to backstab and do his own thing, he was part of us too. And Willie's going to do his best to get back at Deuce tonight. Anthony Athens is going to take on Mr. Jones. He's bigger, he's stronger, so he's got that in the bag. And me, I don't know what I'm doing. They can't even tell me what I'm doing.
So going in the unknown for Travis Tarvin right now, from the sounds of things. Am I correct here?
That's correct.
Yeah. No, we just got a chance to see Anthony Athens at the Voltage Wrestling event 2 weekends ago, and what an athlete!
Yeah.
Like, what an athlete! That's got to be a feather in your cap to have somebody like that having your back at all times. Am I correct?
Oh, definitely. He's nothing but up from here.
Yeah. So let me ask you a little bit here. I was at the last ATCW event. I got to take a look at a couple of your guys. I know didn't work out for Anthony Athens like he would have wanted to in that ATCW championship tournament. Nonetheless, an impressive showing. But what are your thoughts on the new ATCW champion, Doug Delicious?
Doug Delicious, I've seen him around. I think that it's a good thing for ATCW, and I hope that he can see the Mid-Atlantic Wrecking Crew's ways.
Yeah. And do you find anything controversial about how he won the title there? Like, I know there was some stuff there in his in that first round matchup on night 2 with Jai Cole. A little bit of a shady win there, don't you think?
No comment.
No comment.
I thought it was a good, clean win.
You thought it was a good, clean win, huh? All I know is, that was shady.
You're insinuating that Mid-Atlantic Wrecking Crew does anything wrong? So we.
Yeah. Oh no, you guys wouldn't do anything wrong, would you?
Of course not.
No, of course not. No,
Never.
not you guys. No,
Never.
No, but let me ask you this. I know Anthony Athens. Again, not the way he wanted to go out in the first round. Any thoughts about you guys being in the title picture tonight?
Well, we'd love to be there. We're going to put ourselves where we want to be. Last show didn't go maybe the way we wanted it to, but the true test comes not in failing, but in where you rebound to after you fail. So,
well, yeah. Here's the thing. Like, let the fans, like, cause there's some fans out there probably watching that weren't at the last show. What did you like? Let us know what went down at the last show.
Well, at the last show, I feel like I got cheated out of the first round, and I feel that Anthony Athens got cheated. So, we're going to come back tonight, and we're going to do what we can to get some revenge.
Sounds like the ATCW locker room might need to be on notice.
Yeah, it sounds like you're putting them on notice. Sounds like that. So, yeah.
Take it however you want.
Yeah. We've got, I know Jai Cole should probably have his head on the swivel. Doug Delicious should probably have his head on the swivel.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like Anthony Athens or this man that we got on the phone is happy with the way things went down last month. No, not at all.
I suggest anybody that's in the area, 6:15 doors open, 7 o'clock bell time, ATCW Fury.
Yeah.
The only ones that are furious is Mid-Atlantic Wrecking Crew, and it's not going to be good for them. It's not going to be good for anybody else.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the atmosphere of ATCW for those who haven't been to an event. It seemed like the one thing that I noticed as soon as I walked in the doors there, like even before doors open to the fans, just the family atmosphere that you guys have there. It feels like everybody kind of wants to see everybody else succeed. Is that a correct assumption there?
Yeah, that's definitely correct. I mean, it's been a core group of people pretty much since day one, when ATCW got started, and everybody's just working to make sure everything succeeds. We don't always agree on everything, but who does? And I think that leads to better shows and to I think it's leading the company into where it's going to be into the future, and that's
Absolutely. Now, I was looking at the main events last month, the stuff with Doug Delicious, a strong top of the card, but what really stood out was the bottom and the middle of the card being just as strong. It's like anybody could be the main event at any point in time. That's the one thing I noticed. I saw a kid there last month named Chris Slade, who wowed audiences with the offensive repertoire that he had to put on display. Another guy that I've seen, and apparently he's going to be there tonight, Vam Williams. I know a lot of wrestling fans around here don't particularly care for Vam Williams because he speaks his mind, but I mean, what an athlete. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, you get, no matter what style of wrestling that you like, there's a little bit of everything if you come to an ATCW show. Like you're saying, you get everything from, the high flying stuff to the heavyweight, hard hitting action, everything in between, and that's why ATCW is still around.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, how long? Correct me here. How long has the promotion been around again? Because I mean, it's been
a while.
Yeah, I want to say it's probably 7 or 8 years at this point.
Yeah, 2012.
2012, yeah, so about 8 years, 8 or 9 years. That's
I'm way off, but I'm thinking that's.
No, that's very impressive for a promotion to do, especially in this day and age. Because we all know this. Indie promotions are fly by night most of the time. You get one for a year or two, and they stick around, and maybe they don't. But to have a promotion like ATCW that stuck around for 9 years is an impressive feat.
Yeah, and it's stuck around as ATCW. We get a lot. You do see these promotions they shut down for 6 months and reopen as a new promotion, new name, new style. But you guys have remained true to who you are as an organization and as a promotion. It's been a consistent and growing organization for the last 8 or 9 years.
Yeah,
right. And still have that core group coming in and putting on shows, and then of course you're adding new talent every month. I mean, it's a good place to be, not gonna lie.
Absolutely, just a fantastic place to be. Like I said, I noticed the family atmosphere right off the bat the last time that I was there. I saw kind of everybody sit down beforehand, have dinner, and just everybody was just there to see everybody succeed. You see guys like Chucky Manson and guys like Mike Black that are going out of their way to just take the time with talent, making sure that everybody knows what they're doing. Just an all-around professional organization, which is it's very rare to see in independent wrestling. I don't know what we're going to see, but I know up until 2019 that was very rare to see something that professional. So hats off to Chucky Manson, hats off to Mike Black, hats off to the entire ATCW organization. I know the podcast pit, at least myself, is going to try to make it down there at some point in time tonight to get interviews with talent. And kind of report the unfoldings of the action as it happens. So we look to see you kick some ass there tonight, and we look to see your boy Anthony Athens do well as well.
Appreciate it. Keep your eyes out. You never know what we're gonna do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gotten your tickets already, ATCW, you can find tickets at ATCW's official Facebook page. There will be tickets at the door tonight. It is going to be taking place tonight, June 19th, at the Leetown Community Center in Kearneysville, West Virginia. Get out there, support independent wrestling. Live events are back. Get out there and support your local artists, athletes. And
doors open at 6:15, 7 o'clock bell time.
Yep, 7 o'clock bell time. Let's see if Doug Delicious is going to hold on to that championship.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
After that good, clean win as your dad.
Yeah. It was a great, clean win.
Yeah, it was a good, clean win. All right. Travis Tarvin, we thank you for being on the show, and we look forward to seeing you here in the future.
Definitely. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and we are going to move on. We have some news from Voltage Wrestling. And as soon as I can get my remote control up here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Technology, man. It's great.
I know.
There we go.
There we go.
You see on the board behind us.
So we've got some news from Voltage Wrestling. If you haven't heard, we have got Nunzio, a.k.a. Little Guido, former ECW Tag Team Champion, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, here on Voltage Wrestling's next card, July 17th, over at Bad Habits Bar and Grill. We'll be just across town. Or not even that. It's like a stone's throw away from
It really
O'Connell's.
is. It's actually closer than O'Connell's by a mile. It's not far. It's right off of 81. Pretty much right off of 81 there. Great little venue.
Yeah.
Another outdoor event. In the middle of July, it'll be great. We were very lucky last time. Once that sun went down, it was perfect. It was still warm, but it was great. It was a good time. I know you had a chance to go out there this week. Took some pictures of the venue. It's going to be a cool little venue. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're real excited to get back and entertain you once again. The enthusiasm from the last one was great, absolutely wonderful, and the response that we got. We've got to give our hats off.
Oh yeah,
hats off to the city of Martinsburg and the people of Martinsburg for supporting us like they did.
Yeah.
Our next event. Another outdoor event. We're hopefully going to make make an even bigger impression.
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling people, I had a lot of friends who came to the first event. They'd never been to an independent wrestling event. Man, they had a blast, and I only tell them, we're just getting started.
Yeah,
I mean that was our debut. Wait till you see what we can continue to do.
And the best thing about independent wrestling events, just how interactive they are.
Oh yeah,
like you go to a WWE event or even an AEW event. AEW is more interactive than WWE, obviously, but like you go to an independent wrestling event like an ATCW or even Voltage Wrestling, like
you might be involved in the action.
You might be involved in the action. We had wrestlers diving into the crowd.
I believe a wrestler had to help Brandon Scott get Corey, or an audience member had to help get Corey Bush back in the ring.
There was a couple of audience members that helped out with that. Their fan interaction is like no other in an independent wrestling event, and we hope that you support not just
Captain
Voltage.
D. I know he was not happy. There was someone passed out
we won't mention
eye
who.
patches and crunch berries to get under Captain Decapitate's skin, and I think it happened. I think it worked.
Yeah, he was none too pleased.
No,
that's for sure. None too pleased with the outcome there. But Captain D, he's been mentioning he's got a guy.
He's got a guy.
Apparently, it's coming September 18th. I'm waiting to hear what I'm waiting to see what he's going to say July 17th because
Oh, he's going to make himself known. He's going to be there.
Yeah, he's going to get under somebody's skin.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And I know, like he's been saying, as he calls it, the ultimate booty. The ultimate booty. He's going to be bringing it back to the ship, so to speak.
Oh yeah,
that's what he says. That's what he says. Let's see if there's some follow up here coming up over the next couple of months. But that's what's been said.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into some wrestling news.
You were talking about independent shows being interactive, AEW being interactive. Well, that leads into a great news story where WWE is apparently thinking about bringing back some more of the themed, gimmicked pay-per-views, such as the Raw Roulette, the King of the Ring, and the one that I think makes the most sense, especially in today's day and age, is Cyber Sunday.
Yeah.
Now is the time to bring back Cyber Sunday. Now that we have the infrastructure, you could literally you could literally put a poll up during a match and say, all right, in 5 minutes, we're going to end this poll. This is what it's going to be. That with these, now is the time to revisit Cyber Sunday.
That used to be one of my favorite pay-per-views, especially when things didn't go the way that they wanted them to go.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Like, I remember one year they were really pushing – it was like a women's title match. They were really pushing for I want to say it was Melina to get a title shot or something like that. And it's just the fans, they loved Mickie James. So no matter what they did, they could announce her last. Like, no matter what they did, like, they were voting for Mickie James.
Right, because remember, at that time, you had to vote leading up to it. It was like weeks leading up to you'd send emails or go to the official WWE website and take the poll or blah, blah, blah. But now, it is, with social media the way it is now, it is so much easier. You could, it would make them sweat because of last-minute changes.
Yep.
I mean, granted, Vince does those already, but I think it would be a great. I think bringing back Cyber Sunday would be the best one to bring back now.
Absolutely. It'd just be. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially. I'm wondering what's going to happen with all this when live events come back. Have you heard about the advances at the live events?
The advances at live events?
So the ticket advances at live events for WWE. Apparently, the bigger cities are doing pretty well, but like the smaller towns, it's
struggling.
It's taking a lot of catching up, which is really weird considering we're coming out of the pandemic and people are just itching for anything.
Right. Maybe it has something to do with travel.
I mean, it could.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I know the Daily's Place tickets I saw are starting to go a little slower and a little slower.
Well, yeah, after
of course.
Yeah, after you have crowds open for a couple of weeks at the same venue, that's going to happen.
Right. So I'm excited to see AEW get back on the road, and they announced this week that they are going to be going for the first time to New York City.
Yes.
And the venue is interesting. It's where they hold the tennis matches for the U.S. It's a U.S. Open tennis match venue. And that's apparently, Tony Khan said it was one of the ones that they scoped out years in advance. Like, that's where we want to run.
I've always wondered, and this is like a thought I had, it had to be 10 years ago, why nobody ran there. Why TNA didn't run there.
Right.
Mainly because of the access to public transportation that it had. Because you're right there. I mean, that's right where Citi Field, where the Mets play is. So it's the same subway stop. An easy venue to get to. A venue that can fit a lot of people, and a venue that's literally perfectly set up for wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do a basketball game at that venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's kind of set up like it's a small, it's 22,000 seats, but it's like kind of everybody's over top of each other. It's a small venue. It's going to look like.
I tell you who's going to get the biggest pop there.
Who?
Eddie Kingston, man.
Probably.
When Eddie Kingston returns when he shows up at that oh man. That pop, it's going to be huge. It's going to be. I think that show is going to be awesome. Speaking of AEW, I am so glad Kyle, who's here today, who filled in graciously for me last week. He will be filling in for me for the next 2 weeks. I have to work next week. I have a wedding to go to, so this is my one time in June. I'll be here. But Kyle and I were talking that we are so glad that this 10 o'clock time slot on Friday night is over for the 2-hour show.
Yeah.
However, I think they have done a good job of, like Kyle was saying, drawing things out because they knew there was an end to it. Mm-hmm. They knew there was an end to it. You just had to get through the season. The other thing that last night marked was the last live show without audiences for AEW, or the last show tape show without audiences. So from here on out, there will be an audience at every AEW show. That means, folks, we did it. We're out of the pandemic wrestling era.
Yes.
Thank God. Now, if we can just get WWE to get rid of the Thunderdome, we'll be in a good spot.
I'm going to say this, though.
Granted, the Thunderdome has been very innovative.
Yeah. I'll say this. I had a conversation with a friend of mine that still works in broadcast television talking about just how crazy and interactive and innovative the Thunderdome actually is.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's a great thing. It's bringing a live wrestling event to people who may not even be able to get out of their homes.
Right.
Yeah. There's fans that have probably got to experience what a live event feels like at WWE without.
I'm excited for the first WWE live events to see how the crowd reacts to things, because I don't think we've been getting genuine crowd reactions because of, it being totally controlled.
I noticed that with people not being in crowds for a year, like when we did our event a couple of weeks ago, how people were reacting to the smallest things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that right off the bat. Like, people were reacting to the smallest little things. So we had a year. I mean, there's still wrestling on TV, but as far as the live events go, there was a year to desensitize everybody to what that actually feels like.
Right.
I think it's going to be.
It's a new thing again.
I think that's beneficial to not just wrestling promoters. I think it's beneficial to the boys.
Yeah.
It's going to help them, At least this year, it's going to help them ease back into things and not like kill their bodies right off the bat.
I know I had a couple conversations, one with Max Morrison, how just awesome it was to hear the crowd again.
Yeah.
A couple of the guys I had that conversation with how awesome it was to hear the crowd even booing them, yelling, heckling them, cheering them, everything. I agree. It was a breath of fresh air for them, for us, for wrestling.
I totally agree. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, once we're back in the full swing of things, like maybe 5-6 months from now, like how things are going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking to see, how event attendance is going to be, just what people are going to be doing.
Yeah.
In regards to pro wrestling, it's going to be interesting to watch the rest of this year to see how things go.
I think it's good I'll be interested to see for especially the independents. There was that. Well, we got to top what we just did, so we got to think through the craziest match we can think of. But I think this has been a soft reset. Like a reboot it can serve as a reboot for the industry. Get back to the basics, man. Just wrestle. Yeah. I don't need a gimmick match every other match. I don't need, but just wrestling. I think, and we kind of do that soft reboot, that soft reset, because people haven't seen it for a year.
Absolutely.
They haven't seen it for a year.
Speaking of people not seeing things for a year, we got the word this week that wrestling in the state of Maryland is back.
Yes.
We did get word. Wrestling in the state of Maryland is 100% back starting July 1st. And no restrictions, no capacity limits, just straight up back in action, 150%. We are ourselves with Voltage Wrestling are organizing an event in Maryland that's going to be coming later on this year. I know Adrenaline Wrestling is about to do their long-fabled event with Kelly. We're finally going to be able to get that event off.
Yeah.
Here in Hagerstown.
Because that was supposed to be like right when it shut down.
It was literally 2 days before Hogan shut the state down.
Yeah.
Like literally just restaurants, bars, everything, no crowds over 10 people. Like it was literally 2 days before. So the Athletic Commission shut down events before the state even did.
Yeah.
So that's, now
good for them. I'm glad that, wrestling is coming back to Maryland. Wrestling, is coming back to West Virginia. Wrestling's back.
Yes.
I mean, it's back. And
we're gonna have news about upcoming wrestling events here in the Western Maryland and the I-81 corridor. As far as Maryland is concerned, we're gonna be having news coming up here within the next week or so.
I'd also, if it's all right, I'd like to tease an event coming a couple months from now in West Virginia.
Oh yeah, what's that?
That's all I'm going to say. But it won't be in Martinsburg.
Yes, it won't be in Martinsburg, but there will be another. There's a
big event coming.
Yeah, for you,
Voltage Wrestling.
For you, real far out west. I'm talking like not the Kaiser, West Virginia area. I'm talking further west out. If you're listening, if you're watching,
all I can say is take me home, country roads.
Yep. Cue that country roads, but. Do want to follow up here a little bit about some of the stuff that's coming out of the last Voltage Wrestling event.
Yeah.
We get some of the stuff coming out of the last Voltage Wrestling event. If you weren't there, if you weren't here last week,
I didn't get to be here for the big Voltage discussion, man.
Yeah. So
thank you again, Kyle.
So Sickened is the brand new I almost said ATCW.
We're Voltage, Mike.
I know, we were Voltage. I got ATCW on the brain today, man. Sickened is the brand new Voltage Wrestling Grand Champion. Yep. Beat Big Ben Bishop in the finals.
Yep.
Of that. Called him out of nowhere, really.
Oh, yeah.
Literally that finish could have happened to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened to happen to the biggest guy in the tournament, which, it's... a
lot of people were favoring Ben to win it, man. But
yeah, I mean, especially after that impressive first round matchup, people were favoring Ben to win.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, there wasn't a bad first round matchup.
There wasn't a bad match.
No.
Period. Everyone in those 4 matchups I mean, there's 4 matchups. The match coming back from intermission, the match with Rhino, the finals. Each match was one of the most consistently good cards I have seen. And the audience was hot for every single match.
And I would tend to agree. And like I know me and you are a little biased on this for our roles in the promotion.
Yeah.
But seriously, top and bottom, I couldn't be prouder of everything that happened on that show.
Everyone,
what was
in the ring in the ring behind the curtain, everyone really stepped up for this one.
Let me ask you this, because I didn't get to ask you last week since you were you were doing bachelor party things.
Yeah, man, I was at this point. I was like,
at this point you were probably not coherent.
No, I stayed coherent the whole time, but I was like 3 or 4 beers deep at this point.
You'd have been like Harry Carey.
Yeah, man, I just ride that wave. I never, I just rode that wave to karaoke that night. Man, it was a blast. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, and Tim Simmons saying congrats on a great show last weekend. Thanks Tim. And good luck to you guys tonight there at ATCW.
You were going to ask.
I was going to ask, what was your favorite match of that night?
I think my favorite match of the night, and I definitely told him this, was Mad Max versus Victor Benjamin. Those two guys, I don't know if they've ever met in the ring, but they got in that ring and man, they just clicked. The chemistry between their two styles, it was the match I knew it was going to be good. I didn't think for me it was going to be match of the night, but it proved me wrong. It was match of the night.
See, I'm going I loved that match. I love that match. That was literally right there. It's like neck and neck for match of the night. I got to go with Corey Bush and Brandon Scott.
Yeah, that was a great. I mean,
main reason being the difference in sizes, obviously, as fast paced as that was. Yeah, like it was surprisingly because I thought like Corey usually like his strategies usually slow down the match, power move.
No, I think that's what got Brandon in trouble is Corey.
Yeah,
kept up with him.
Corey kept up with him the entire time. Like I mean, kept up with the speed aspect, which was that was the one thing that I was saying in the pre-show promos or the pre-event promos.
You and I both.
All the stuff that we were talking about when we did the rundowns. I said that Brandon would have to be fast to win this matchup. And Corey kept up with him the entire time.
Yeah.
Which, like, I know Brandon was surprised by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, like, I know that caught Brandon by surprise.
Well, I think Corey could smell blood in the water.
Yeah.
As
he does.
He saw that belt. You put anyone between Corey and a belt, they are in trouble.
What was a quote a couple weeks ago from him? It was, when I come in, I find the guy that has the championships.
And I take it.
I take the championships, and my track record says that that's not wrong.
Yeah.
Or that's not a lie, so to speak.
And he...
Paraphrasing a little bit, but...
And he came close. He came very close.
He walked in. He got very, very close. The 3-on-1 kind of did him in.
Well, that match didn't even really truly... I mean, that match didn't even make it to the ring to begin. I mean, it took solid 5 minutes to get him in the ring.
That match was all over the place. That is exactly what a multi-man main event should have been like. Yeah. That was all over the place, a barn burner. Perfect match for that venue. Perfect match to cap off that night. I feel like we got that anything could happen feeling.
Of course. And, and that's what you, me, Kyle, Jay, we were striving for with Voltage, Yeah. And what happened in that match, the ending of that match, in every match, is that proved it.
Yeah.
That event, it proved. And like I said, guys, we're only just getting started. That was just event 1. Yeah. That was just the first event.
So you're going to see guys like Corey Bush and Vic Benjamin and Miles Millennium back here in Voltage. I know Miles Millennium has already agreed to appear at the next Voltage event on July 17th.
Awesome.
We're making that announcement now. We've got great tag teams coming in. We've got guys.
We've got
Blackout, the former
coming in.
CZW World Tag Team Champions. They're going to be coming in on the show. We've got the Weight of the World Corey Bush back on the show. We have got Sicken. He's going to make his first title defense. I know there's been a lot of chirping online about who he's going to face.
Yeah.
And I know the two favorites right now are Vic Benjamin and Ben Bishop. And we're going to find out a little bit We're going to find out a little bit later. And, man, Tim Simmons just chimed in with a great comment here. He's like, Corey has the stamina of a 200-pounder. Never one being in the ring with him. I have ever been
able to out-stamina him.
Yes, if that makes sense. And, yeah, it does make sense. I say this, we've used Corey not just with voltage, but with fight. I think, for me personally, he was the biggest surprise out of that television run with fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it just totally surprised me how he was just in his element there,
right?
And with the talent that we were bringing in there, we weren't bringing in small time talent. There was super indies, and
I'm assuming this was when he was big time.
No, this was still he was away to the world
wow,
at the time.
okay.
This was 3-4 years ago, and I just remember him coming in. I remember the top of that promotion at the time. It was Tanner Reynolds, Bobby Shields, Michael Zamato, and AC Wolf, who's now Alan Clayball. But the top of that promotion was, we were pretty certain that was going to be it, along with Ernie Osiris. Corey just came in and was just like, nope.
Yep.
That's my spot.
As Corey tends to do.
And it was literally just that matter of fact. He's like, nope, that's my spot. Just that matter of fact. So now I'm wondering who's gonna we had this poll a couple of weeks ago, or right after the show, as a matter of fact.
On our Twitter.
Who's gonna challenge Sicken first for the championship?
And it was neck and neck between Ben Bishop and Victor Benjamin.
Well, I know Vic Benjamin has already negotiated. He's going to be in Chicago that weekend.
Right.
So
we know it's not going to be him.
We know it's not going to be him.
I have a feeling he'll be back though. He and Ben Bishop, for the good part of about 4 days after the event, even through a week after the event, were chirping at each other on Twitter.
Yeah.
A rivalry starting to bloom there and blossom there, I tell you. It was good stuff. If you don't follow us on Twitter, and you've got a Twitter, please follow Voltage on Twitter. Follow it on Instagram, Facebook.
Please, you get to see this war over peanut butter. That's quite I never thought peanut butter could be so serious, but here we are.
Yeah.
It's 2021. What a time to be alive. I'm a fan of peanut butter. I won't lie. But
I love peanut butter.
I'm not the Butterfinger champion.
No.
I'm not the Butterfinger champion.
No, I know Ben and Victor, are talking about who's the real peanut butter champion. We might have to book that, Mike.
Yeah, we might. I'm waiting for Ben to because Ben's finagled himself into. He got Barstool Sports and
right.
He's got a couple other things. I'm waiting him just to finagle himself into the Jif champion.
Yeah,
and then we can finally have the title for title.
Yes,
of peanut butter supremacy.
Oh man,
it's not the same type of peanut butter. Butterfinger's a little bit different,
right?
Yeah, but still,
yeah.
I'm a Jif guy myself.
Yeah, I'm a Jif guy. That's the one of the things I don't skimp on.
Yeah, peanut butter
at the grocery store. Like 3 things I don't ever get off-brand: ketchup, toilet paper, and peanut butter.
Yeah, you got to have Heinz ketchup.
Yeah,
it has to be Heinz ketchup. It's got to either be Jif or Peter Pan peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah.
Peter Pan peanut butter.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Mike,
dude.
Come on.
Oh, what? You're judging me now for my peanut butter?
I am.
What?
Peter Pan peanut butter?
Oh, come on, man! It's like if you're getting the creamy peanut butter, it's got to be
Jif.
Jif.
It's Jif.
It's one or the other for me. I like Peter Pan, but.
You're wrong on the.
I'm wrong on this one.
Yeah,
I'm wrong on this one.
Yeah,
man, I didn't know that Peter Pan peanut butter was frowned upon in this establishment.
Listen, man, I'm 100% gonna tweet about this afterward and get Victor Benjamin's opinion on your peanut butter choices.
And then Kyle here with his peanut allergy, he's like, "That's a peanut butter match is literally a death match for me."
We'll keep you far away from the
we'll
ring,
keep you, yeah.
Kyle.
Kyle Reyes is barred from the building when this match goes down
for his own safety.
Kyle's barred from the building. Man,
are you 7?
Or am I 7? Tim, man, I thought we were friends. Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no. Really? Is it that bad of a choice?
Yes.
Come on.
Now I know Victor Benjamin is the title. Listen to me carefully. Fucking FOKKEN nuts is the title. It is very good. It is
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's expensive, but it is good.
Yeah.
I mean, and Ben Bishop, he said it. He's a GIF guy. Loyalty before royalty is what he said in his promo.
All right,
but you go with Peter Pan peanut butter.
Oh, we got Brian Carville chiming in.
Jif extra crunchy on a pole match.
Oh, and then Mike Fox with this blasphemy.
Peanut butter sucks.
Absolute blasphemy, Mike Fox. I'm going to have Corey Bush dive on you next show. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Mike. I love you, Mike. That was cold. That was cold blood. That shit.
Yeah.
Damn. But no. But who's gonna challenge? Who's gonna challenge Sicken for this?
I don't know. You and I and Kyle, we need to.
I know the favorites, Ben and Vic, Ben, like Vic's in Chicago. I mean, at least Ben.
Right.
Logically, it makes sense for Ben to challenge him.
Right. He was the last one out.
Yeah.
He was the last one out in that match.
Yeah, the very last one out. I mean, he survived everybody.
And it was a surprise roll-up.
Yeah, I mean, literally, everybody in the main event had a claim for the title. Still.
Right. Yeah, they still have the claim for the title.
And, I mean, it's, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Sicken's got a couple of rough months ahead of him because these opponents are...
Yeah, I mean, there's not...
Every one of the opponents outweigh him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I see somebody over there in the corner.
This guy, always.
There we go.
You poked the bear. You said he's like Beetlejuice. You said
his
name too many times.
We said his name 3 times.
It's not like I haven't wandered on here before, so you have to know that I'm listening.
Yeah.
Like, you have to know that I tuned in. I was running around running errands and hearing about you guys go on about this voltage thing and over and over and over. And I can take a small moment of appreciation for the fact that you thought I was match of the day. But how in your right mind do you think that Ben Bishop has any right to come back and fight for that title when he got rolled up by a glorified midget? How is that possible? How do you think that's a good idea? He was the tallest human most of us have ever seen in person. And he lost to a scene kid, one of the Hollywood undead, like, grown-up small kids. What the hell is wrong with you guys? You know what? I thought I would do this a different way. I thought maybe I'd have, like, some kind of conversation with you guys. But I'm going to do it publicly. I'm going to do it right here, right now. You were asking the question as I got out of my car, who is Sickened going to fight for the Voltage Championship? And Sickened, if you're watching this at home, I am sickened by the fact you're the champion right now. So I'm calling you out. The hell with the online vote. The hell with the fans. The hell with anybody but me and you. On July 17th, I, the weight of the world, challenge you for the Voltage Championship. And if the challenge isn't enough, let me get under your skin a little bit more. I beat a better wrestler than you to get to the finals. And I bet you don't like that. So, if you're man enough, get all of the little members of your Riot City together, have a pity party for your championship reign in Voltage, and then step up to a force of nature. Because I'm ready to take home what I was ready to take home when we got there. And that was the Voltage Championship. And I thought I was going to get 1, 2, or 3 one-on-one matches where I got to crush body after body to get to the end. But Sickened, you got lucky. And not only that, you got lucky against Ben and Victor too, because you had each of us to hurt the other one that gave you a chance in hell of having an opportunity to get that belt. And did anybody else in that match, by the way, get hit by the other 3 members in synchronization to eliminate them? No, they didn't. It took Victor's foot, Ben's boot, and then Sickened flying from somewhere. But that's not going to be enough, because the fact of the matter is without those 2 to help you, Sickened, you don't have a club big enough in the bag to put me down. And I don't want this to be some weird wrestling story. I don't want this to be some bullshit up in the air. This is real life. I'm 400 pounds. I'm going to crush you repeatedly until you either give up a piece of your body or I break your spirit. because I'm not sitting in the back seat for anybody. I heard it on there when you were talking about it earlier. I show up, I find the guy who's got the title, and I take it from him. And I can't imagine an easier way to get that done when, I mean, I can rest my arm on his head. Like, are you happy about this? Are you happy that Sicken won your tournament? I bet in your mind, you even said it earlier. Big Ben was the favorite, right? And I came on here and talked for months about the fact that that wouldn't matter. And I didn't know that I would be right for the wrong reasons. 7'12", metric ton of whatever the hell he weighs. He's a meat pop jackass, and that's why he didn't win. And Victor Benjamin came in off the bench of somewhere, because he wasn't around here before, and I thought, man, they hired a gun. They brought in some kind of hired gun to come in here, take out the locals, so he could walk away with the Voltage Championship and the Butterfinger Championship on each shoulder, and everybody would have a fun day. That didn't happen either. But what did happen, one of the two most seen videos from that show, Brandon Scott dropping an elbow from me, which, by the way, wasn't enough, and Sickened jumping off of a deck, which, by the way, took me 2 weeks to heal my hip joint after he landed on me. But that's fine, man. That's part of wrestling, right? So is this, you little chump. You're not as good as you think you are. You got lucky at that show. And July 17th, if you got the balls to answer my challenge, I'm going to hit you with the Weight of the World Splash. And I'm going to hit you with the Black Hole Slam. And I'm going to write my name on your face. And everybody in that crowd that cares about you is going to have to worry about your future. Because unless you bend to my will, I'm going to bend your body at my hands. Now, I don't want to take up all your show, guys. I just came in to stop in. Let's see what he says back. See you then, guys.
All right. Elvis has left the building.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, Corey Bush is never at a loss for words.
No.
Never at a loss for words.
We're gonna have to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk. I mean, he's laid out the challenge. I'm wondering. I know Sicken's gonna respond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something about that kid. He's not the biggest he's not the biggest dog in the fight. And I hate to use that cliche. But that kid is nuttier than squirrel shit and will do anything to put somebody down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen him dive off of cages. I've seen him dive from balconies, as we saw last weekend. Yep. I've seen him do crazy shit. I've seen him put down men like Prodigy PTV. I've seen him put down Kindred. I've seen him put down, I've seen him put down guys as big as Corey Bush. What's going to happen?
I don't know, man.
He's not called the Kingpin for, it's not like a
not
goofy
just
little,
for, yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be fun to see this news travel.
Oh, I'm sure, and it probably already has.
Oh, it probably already has. I know. If I know Nick, he's probably out there getting ready.
Yep.
This man every Saturday and Sunday is in a wrestling ring. If he's not working, he's training.
Yeah.
Training 7 days a week. That's what happens when you have a ring in your back. Like you have a ring at your house.
Yeah.
Like you train it every day. That's his 1 foot up on everyone. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna see
I think that about does it for today.
I think so too. It's going to be fun to see this news travel.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and we will see the rebuttal next week.
Yeah.
But guys, I think that about does it for today. We've covered everything. Once again, our condolences to Mike DiMuzio, his family, his friends. You will be missed. Fly high. And we will see you next week. Same podcast time, same podcast channel.
This is the Podcast Pit, brought to you by DiMuzio.